Hey there everyone, this is Jared from Razel's Revenge Gaming, just here to drop another video on you for the week. I guess it's going to be like a weekly video thing now on Sundays, until further notice. Just, I guess there's my schedule for now. Anyways, I just want to touch on a couple of subjects. The um, Scarlett news that we got, which it's not groundbreaking or anything, it's just kind of interesting. I feel really weird about it. I'm kind of neutral. Um, there's a Death Stranding hypothesis I have, which I haven't played the game. I'm just going by what I've read and heard people talk about and everything. And it's not going to go in depth with it or anything. It's a hypothesis I have, and I don't know. That's it. You may or may not agree. Let me know. And then you Kingdom Hearts fans, you're supposed to get some DLC this month, I believe, it's like a tentative release date, so it may or may not happen, but it's a good probability. So maybe happy Merry Christmas time for you. So yeah, that's probably about the three subjects I'm going to touch on. And whatever else rolls in my mind, you'll have to forgive me a bit. Having a weird time with breathing today. I don't know if it's allergies or whatnot. So there'll probably be a few deep breaths and pauses. Just bear with me. So let me go ahead and get the Kingdom Hearts stuff out of the way. The DLC, like I said, it's supposed to arrive this month, which is December. It's going to add to the base story. It's going to give some cutscenes that you've never seen before. There's going to be secret bosses. They're bringing back the Oathkeeper and Oblivion Keyblades, I guess, to do smashy on the new secret bosses. So that's kind of cool. They weren't included in the original title, so, yay, more stuff. They're doing some things with the pictures. There's a mode that's what they're calling it, like data creating, which is supposed to make it to where you're not relying on your AI companions or whatever to take pictures or selfies. You can kind of do it yourself, I think, is the gist. You can pose your character however you want. And it gives you other options to manipulate the pictures. So kind of sounds like Photoshop for your Kingdom Hearts stuff. And then they have a slideshow option, which is pretty self-explanatory. You can create a slideshow for your pictures. Then there's the premium menu thing, which sounds kind of cool. It seems like a pro mode. Lets you adjust game settings, and by that, like, you can turn off healing magics, usable items if you want to make things harder. I think that's like the black code or something they're going to call it. Then there's a fast pass option, which lets you make enemies way easier. So I don't know, something to look forward to, I guess, for more Kingdom Hearts. So again, that pretty much covers that with the Kingdom Hearts DLC. Again, you Kingdom Hearts fans, happy Merry Christmas, possibly, if it does release this month like it's supposed to. Now, moving on to the Scarlett news. Project Scarlett seems like it's going to be badass. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. PS5 is going to be badass. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Next gen's pretty exciting. However, with Project Scarlett, Matt Booty, the Microsoft Game Studios guy, came out and said they're going to do first-party releases every 3 to 4 months. That sounds cool. In theory, right? Like on paper, sounds great. Yay, give me more games. My concerns with this are burnout, like crunch, and overall quality of the games. Churning out something like that every 3 to 4 months, even though Microsoft has been buying every studio or trying to buy every studio that isn't nailed down, is a huge undertaking. It takes time to make a game, we all know that. It takes a budget to make a game, we all know that. It takes people. And this is probably where they're going to run into their problem, because humans are humans. Nobody wants to spend 80 hours a week doing work. They want to go and see their wife, dog, cat, husband, son, whatever, houseplants. They've got other stuff to do outside of work that makes them a happy human. and then wanting to meet, or well, Microsoft wanting to meet this kind of a schedule goal makes me wonder if when these studios' contracts are up, will they renew with Microsoft if the atmosphere or environment is going to be that hard on them? You know, it's obviously worst case scenario, but it's something to consider. Matt says that they're really close to being able to do this, and he's optimistic. So I mean, maybe they work something out to where crunch and burnout just won't be that much of an issue. I hope so. It would be great to have first party releases for Microsoft again. That was the big failure this generation. Not enough exclusives. However, that kind of goes with, you know, Phil Spencer's thing of he wants people to enjoy video games anywhere, anytime, any platform, and so forth. So that's probably kind of how we saw Microsoft not have so many exclusives. That and the horrible, horrible original E3 launch for the Xbox One that made pretty much all the devs want to jump ship anyways, but let's not talk about those dark times. So that covers those two issues I have. The third one would be quality. I don't know if it's going to affect quality or not. If they get burnt out on it, it's going to affect quality. And I'm worried that we'll see a bunch of shovelware on the Project Scarlett like we saw with the Wii. I mean, let's all admit, the Wii was probably 80% shovelware. Games that went into your bargain bin at your local GameStop or game store for $2 a piece, like maybe 6 months after they released. It was shovelware, man. It was just something to make for the system, to have a library, and that was it. You know, just horrible games. And I'm hoping that's not the case with Project Scarlett and Microsoft. It would be really horrible for them to use all that talent and studio acquisition and everything just to like crack the whip at them to be like, produce, give us games, and there'd just be a crap ton of crap games. Not my bag of tea there. Cup of tea, whatever the hell you want to say. So let's hope that schedule and everything, let's hope that, you know, it does work out and we do get good games every 3 to 4 months. But let's not hold our breath about it either, because there's a whole bunch of stuff. Just the human element, that's going to be the big deciding factor there. You know, as always, let me know what you think about that. Always open to have a conversation about anything in any of my videos, so, you know, let me know. Now, the other thing is with Project Scarlett, Microsoft is trying to say that they're going to have the biggest launch library ever. That's true to an extent, because they're including the backwards compatibility capability of Project Scarlett, which PlayStation is supposed to have backwards compatibility as well, so I don't really know why Microsoft is trying to say biggest launch. I mean, it's the biggest launch library for any Microsoft title, but I don't know why they're trying to make a big deal about it if PlayStation is going to have it too. But anyways, I don't think that they should include that, because those games are already out. You've probably already played them, or I don't know, you probably always wanted to but never did, or whatever. I mean, anyways, point being is that they're not really launch titles. They're games that already exist that are just backwards compatible, so they just get shoved into the library of the Scarlett, and that's that. So, you know, I mean, it's cool that that's a thing, but I don't think it should be some kind of like cornerstone selling point at this point in time. I know backwards compatibility was a big issue for Microsoft and Sony. Everyone griping about it and all that. It's awesome that Microsoft finally gave in and started making things backwards compatible, but I rarely played anything backwards compatible. I hate to admit that. I still have my 360 and my OG Xbox. If I wanted to play something, I would just play those, but still, I barely touch those systems with this current generation. I don't know. I like the idea of backwards compatibility, like the idea of being able to go back and play something, but I don't really know how useful of a feature it actually is. Like we've all seen that what is it? That Deadpool meme where it's the scene where they're sitting in the bar and it's like, you've got the dude talking to Deadpool and he's like, "My God," or "Fuck, you're hard to look at," and it's like a PS2 is written over Deadpool's face. It's really true, dude. Like, go back and try to play an original PS2 or Xbox title versus now, and you kind of want to claw your eyes out. But, it was what it was back in the day. Now, this also comes to beg the question of, are we going to see a bunch of remakes and remasters? Dog barking at something. A bunch of remasters and remakes like we saw this generation. I'm going to say no on that, just because of the automatic backwards compatibility that they're supposed to be, which is fine. I don't think the devs should have spent as much time and effort remaking and remastering older titles as they did just to fluff up the library for both of the systems. Seemed like a cheap way to just be like, "Hey, new stuff," and it's like, nah, dude, it's not. Thanks for doing it, but you could have spent your time and effort on giving me a new IP or something. Anyways, yeah, that's my take on that. I hope Project Scarlett does really well with the launch and all that, and I hope we get some really badass games. I just don't think that the inclusion of backwards compatibility should be really something they should like toot their horns about. It's not really launch titles if they already exist, and the only launch title we know of for Scarlett at the moment, I believe at least, is Halo Infinite. So they've, one game. But it's still kind of early. I guess I'll move on to my next little small thing, which is the Death Stranding hypothesis I have. Like I said, I haven't played the game. Probably won't. It doesn't really seem like my cup of tea. It's got really, really mixed reviews. There doesn't seem to be a middle ground. Like, you either like it or you hate it, and that's that. However, I'd like to point out that Kojima said that, after they made Death Stranding and everything, that his studio was going to focus on making movies, or was going to go towards the movie route, something along those lines. I think that Death Stranding was, one, something they could do to get practice with working with actors, like big star actors, getting to learn how to work with those people, those kind of personalities and everything, trying to get the name into the Hollywood biz, for lack of a better phrase, I suppose. Just trying to get his foot in the door with some decent actors. I mean, I think Conan was even in there as some kind of random stuff. Anyways, I think it was just like a pilot, like a test thing to see if everyone in the studio could get along with actors, actresses, all that good stuff. Like I said, just to get their name out there, and just to work on making something that is not a standard American, God, I hate to use that term, but like, blood, guts, gore, first person shooter kind of thing. It seems to be more of a slow pace, like different narrative, just like a typical Kojima thing. It's like out in fucking left field, but without all the guns. I mean, I'm sure there's combat in there and all that, I know, but the game mainly just seems to be focused on carrying things from point A to point B, balancing yourself, and like I think with like the multiplayer thing, you can opt to go help people versus doing your own. I like I said, I haven't played it, I don't really know, but it's just completely different. I think it was just something that he did to give his studio practice on doing something different, which is not bad. I think a lot of people were trying to expect another like Metal Gear Solid experience, but anyways, yeah, that's just my little hypothesis. As always, let me know if you agree with that or not. Um, and I think that's kind of it. That might be all I have for today. Uh, I did the Project Scarlett thing, Death Stranding, the Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'd like to close out by saying that, as always, if you interactions are welcomed, they're more than welcome. They're appreciated. I don't care if you're going to tell me to, go play in traffic or whatever. Just interactions are fine. Let me know if you want to hear something specific from me, my opinions on stuff, if you want to collaborate, do a podcast together or something. Just let me know. Always up for collaboration. Just got to get the schedules set up and everything. If you guys hear anything out in the wild that I don't catch or whatnot, feel free to email me at razalesrevengegaming@gmail.com, or if you follow me on Twitter or Facebook, or Minds, you can just message me on there and be like, hey, check this out, and maybe I'll write an article about it or do a video about it, or maybe we both can do a video about it or something. So yeah, there's that. I'd also like to point out that if you're going to do that, I'm trying to stray away from like outrage culture in general, cancel culture, stuff like that, dude. Like, I get it. It's clickbaity. It gets views. Everyone likes to be pissed off. I just don't want to really do that kind of content. I know I'm going to eventually at some point, because there's going to be a story somewhere that's going to be like, what the hell? Like the Zoe crap and everything that happened with that. Yeah, that's pretty terrible. So yeah, I think that covering stuff like that, even writing articles about it, just gives them what they wanted, dude, and that was just attention. That gives them any kind of press is good press, like even negative press. It gets their name out there. People get curious. They go click on stuff. They start reading more things about them. Hell, they might even go follow them on Twitter or whatever just to get their feed and their notifications so they can just be trolls. So I'm just trying not to do that, man. There's no sense in getting the blood pressure up over someone who's just trying to remain relevant, and that's about it, dude. That's all they're really trying to do, is remain relevant and get cash out of anyone that they can, because I hate to keep bringing her up, but old Miss Zoe got more Patreons and everything after all that crap with that poor dude. So, they know what they're doing. They know how to play the social media game. They know how to work the trolls. They know how to work the media. I just don't want to play that game. And I'm not going to play that game if I don't have to. So, that's how I feel about that. But, as always, this time is going to be the end, I swear. Just crap keeps coming up, and, I'm not a professional at doing videos or anything yet, so sorry. But, that's it. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, on Facebook, on Minds, and don't forget to visit the website. Check out stuff there. Your support would be greatly appreciated. There's a page on there for supporters. It's kind of like a Patreon, but it's my own website. So anything that you would donate goes directly to me and everyone that I help support with Razale's Revenge Gaming. So, anything would be cool. If you donate the top 2 tiers, every bi-monthly, I will do a drawing for a digital currency card of your choice, like a PlayStation card, a Xbox Live card, not a live card, but a currency. Jesus, that's the word I'm looking for, or like a Steam code, anything like that. It's guaranteed to be at least what you would pay that month for helping to support. So, something to consider. Also, a shout out to this video's, well, not really this video's, but my sponsors. One Up Video Games here in, like, it's really Powdersville, South Carolina, but he's got like a Greenville address. Brandon is an awesome dude. He's doing big things over there at One Up. He's got that gaming center. His link is on my website as well. Check them out. If you're local, you don't know what you're missing, just go and check them out. They have tournaments all the time. And again, Brandon's a really cool dude, so it's worth going up there and just spending time talking to him. The other sponsor would be the Game Cache in the Anderson Mall. Trey is an awesome dude as well. They've been in business for a year now, and it's the place to go for like your retro games and all that. I mean, One Up is as well, but Trey and the Game Cache, they've helped me out too. So I appreciate them and I thank them for their sponsorship. Trey is a really good dude. I mean, hands down. If you want to go there and just shoot the shit, talk shop and everything, you can do that. Bring in your trades. But yeah, so that's it. That was a terrible, terrible sponsorship plug, and I will get better, I promise. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully you made it this far. If not, I completely understand. I'm still very new at this, but it'll change and it'll get better. So again, follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Minds, and don't forget to visit the website. Check out some stuff. Sponsor us if you want to. That would be great. And you guys have a good Sunday. Take it easy.